From asteroids crashing into the planet to holes drilled deep under the ground, here are 18 of the strangest holes in the Earth. The door to hell. There are numerous places claiming to be the entrance to Hades, but this one in Derweze, Turkmenistan almost looks like typecasting. Soviet engineers created it by accident in the early 1970s when they identified it as a potentially huge oil site. But instead of finding oil, they drilled into some enormous reserves of natural gas. When poisonous fumes threatened local towns, a decision was made to burn off the gas. That process was expected to last for a couple of weeks, but nearly 50 years later, the fire is still burning as hot as ever. Measuring around 226 feet in diameter, or 69 meters, it has a depth of nearly 100 feet, or 30 meters. It's not the deepest hole on the list, but whatever it lacks in depth, the huge natural gas crater makes up for in sheer visual impact. Chand Baori Well. Constructed between 800 and 900 CE, this stepwell is among the oldest and best-known landmarks in Rajasthan in India. Around 100 feet deep, or 30 meters, it has more than 3,000 narrow steps and 13 floors. The well's impressive design was meant to conserve as much water as possible in the arid region. Air at the bottom stays up to 6 degrees cooler than air at the top. During periods of intense heat, it was used as a gathering place for locals in the community. Cenotes. That term refers to a sinkhole, or a natural pit, created as the result of limestone bedrock that collapses and exposes the groundwater underneath. Cenotes are most often associated with Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, where you can find more than 6,000 different cenotes. The best known can measure tens of feet in diameter and are huge open water pools. One great example of such would be the Dos Ojos cenote in Mexico. Exploration of that flooded cave system began in 1987 and is still ongoing. Experts say that the cave system measures more than 50 miles, or 80 kilometers, and its deepest passage plunges nearly 400 feet, or 122 meters. With at least 25 sinkhole entrances found there, the spectacular location attracts visitors from all over the world. Diavik Diamond Mine. Found in Canada's Northwest Territories, the diamond mine yields over 3,000 pounds, or 1,361 kilograms of diamonds every year. Set in an isolated subarctic landscape, the mine goes more than 600 feet deep, or 183 meters. At one point, an ice road was the only connection to the massive hole. Later, an airport was constructed, which features a gravel runway extending more than 5,200 feet, or 1,585 meters. That's enough space to land a Boeing 737. While the hole is extensive, it will likely have a relatively short lifespan. After commencing operations in 2003, the mine is expected to be exhausted in about 22 years. Guatemala City Sinkhole. Measuring some 330 feet deep, or 101 meters, this massive sinkhole appeared in Guatemala City in 2007. Experts say the huge aperture formed for a number of reasons, including fluids from sewer pipes that leaked and dissolved the rock underneath. 5 deaths were reported, while more than 1,000 people were evacuated from the area. If you want a clearer perspective of just how huge this sinkhole was, the Statue of Liberty could have fit in there. Another Guatemala sinkhole. In 2010, another humongous hole opened up in the ground of Guatemala City. This one was smaller than its predecessor, going some 65 feet across and measuring around 300 feet deep, or 91 meters. But that was still deep enough to swallow up a 3-story factory. Along with leaky sewer pipes, factors including tropical storms and local volcanic activity were cited for the sinkhole's formation. Dean's Blue Hole. Plunging in excess of 660 feet, or 202 meters, this deep blue hole is located on Long Island in the Bahamas. It's deeper than the Great Blue Hole of Belize, and is mostly circular at the surface, at around 115 feet in diameter, or 35 meters. After descending some 66 feet, or 20 meters, the hole widens impressively into a canyon that encompasses 330 feet, or 101 meters. Kimberley Diamond Mine. No wonder this location earned the nickname the Big Hole. Located in South Africa's Northern Cape Province, Kimberley Diamond Mine plunges some 700 feet deep, or 213 meters, and measures around 1,500 feet wide, or 457 meters, in a near-perfect circle. It's no longer operational, but while it was mined from 1871 to 1914, more than 50,000 miners dug out 6,000 pounds, or 2,722 kilograms of diamonds. Located in the city of Kimberley, it's still a prime tourist attraction. Impact craters. When asteroids or smaller space debris crash into planets at hypervelocities, their impact creates distinctive circular depressions. There are around 190 known impact craters on Earth, and we'll examine a few that are enormous. The world's largest verified crater is the Vredefort crater in South Africa. Experts say an asteroid measuring 9 miles in diameter created the formation when it struck the planet more than 2 billion years ago. Did you know that Vredefort ranks as the second oldest known crater on Earth? The oldest such formation is coming up. Svartjärvi crater. This formation in northwest Russia ranks as the world's oldest known impact crater. Its estimated age is more than 2.4 billion years. Not much of this crater has survived over the ages, but there is a lake in the center that measures less than 2 miles wide, or 3 kilometers. Some other notable impact craters include Canada's Sudbury Basin, which is nearly 2 billion years old and measures over 80 miles wide, or 130 kilometers. And in Mexico, the Chicxulub crater carries a particular distinction. Experts say it proves the theory that the extinction of non-avian dinosaurs was triggered by a meteor impact. That crater had an original diameter of 93 miles, or 150 kilometers, and was created less than 66 million years ago, which was around the time of the KT extinction event. Great Blue Hole. More than 1,000 feet across, or 305 meters, and more than 400 feet deep, or 122 meters, the huge sinkhole can be found off the coast of Belize. It's thought to have formed when sea levels were much lower. Analysis of stalactites found at the location suggests the sinkhole was formed over 150,000 years ago. The site gained fame after Jacques Cousteau named it one of the world's top 10 scuba diving spots. If it's on your bucket list, be advised that dives of this sort are not for beginners. Prior to embarking on this adventure, you're required to log at least 24 dives, so you might want to put diving lessons on your bucket list as well. The Hranice Abyss. While the Great Blue Hole has better brand awareness, this Czechoslovakian sinkhole far exceeds it in depth. Its greatest confirmed depth is 1,552 feet, or 473 meters, which makes it the world's deepest known cave that's underwater. But experts say the abyss could possibly be more than 3,900 feet deep, or 1,200 meters. It was created when acidic spring water ate away a collapsed cave roof. Bingham Canyon Copper Mine. Where would you find the world's largest excavation made by humans? That would be in Utah, about 28 miles southwest of Salt Lake City at the Bingham Canyon Copper Mine. Digging began more than a century ago. At the time, it was considered a milestone in open-pit mining operations. Over that time, a pit measuring more than a half-mile deep has been created, covering 1,900 acres, or 769 hectares, and stretching some 2.5 miles wide, or 4 kilometers. Icecube Neutrino Observatory. 60 digital optical modules are installed at the Amundsen Scott South Pole Station in Antarctica. 86 cables support them, which descends through the ice. The deep holes were created over the course of 7 years by using a high-pressure hot water drill. That device weighed around 25,000 pounds, or 11,340 kilograms, and melted some 200,000 gallons, or 757,000 liters of water for each opening. Mir Mine. This humongous hole is well known in Russia not only for its size, but for the legend that surrounds it. Located in Siberia, downdrafts are said to have sucked unsuspecting helicopters into its swirling pit, which plunges around 1,700 feet, or 518 meters. That's enough space to accommodate a skyscraper inside. Because of those dangerous winds, airspace above the massive opening is restricted. With a diameter of 3,900 feet, or 1,189 meters, it's considered one of the world's largest excavated holes, and by some accounts, this abandoned diamond mine is the largest man-made hole on the planet. The Berkeley Pit. This one is located in Butte, Montana, and opened in 1955. It serves as an open-pit copper mine and grew to nearly 1,800 feet deep, or 549 meters. In all, it measured around 1 mile, or 1.6 kilometers in length, by about a half a mile wide. After it was shut down in 1982, an estimated 900 feet, or 274 meters, of groundwater and rainwater has collected in the pit. Thanks to chemicals and heavy metals left by the copper mining operation, the water is highly acidic and poses a danger to wildlife and the environment. The Well to Hell. Not to be confused with the Door to Hell, this is the Kola superdeep borehole. Located on the Kola peninsula of Russia, the term superdeep is no hyperbole. Descending more than 40,000 feet, or 12 kilometers, it is regarded as the Earth's deepest artificial point. It resulted from a scientific project that started in the 1970s, which was intended to gather information about the Earth's crust. While the hole is super deep, it's not super wide. Its diameter is only 9 inches, or 23 centimeters. Local Locals claim to hear anguished screams from the underworld, so they nicknamed it the Well to Hell. Monticello Dam Spillway. A spillway is a structure that controls the release of water from a dam into an area downstream. The Monticello Dam in the Napa Valley of California is noted for its unique spillway, which is sometimes called the Morning Glory because it resembles the flower. With a diameter of about 72 feet, or 22 meters, it narrows to about 28 feet, or 8.5 meters at the bottom, and has the shape of an inverted bell. At peak capacity, it drains excess water at a rate of 48,000 cubic feet every second. Thanks for watching this episode of American Eye. Did you like the video? Tell us what you think in the comments below, and be sure to like, follow, and subscribe.